The United stand. How are you all doing this Sunday afternoon? A little bit of a raw update. So let's start off. Got a few things to talk about. Anthony Martial, Kovacic, Jose Mourinho slating Louis van Gaal, getting the excuses in early, some people would say. And also remember tonight it's San Jose Earthquakes versus Manchester United. So it is a match day. We will have a watch along for you as well. But let's fly straight into it. Anthony Martial, will he be leaving Manchester United? Lots of things around today about, and yesterday as well, that Chelsea would love to be signing Martial and Bayern Munich as well. Lots of Manchester United fans commenting on how happy Martial looks in training for Manchester United at the moment and how they don't feel that he's going to go. They don't feel that he's going to go at all. The thing about it is, I suppose it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I think Manchester United will activate his year contract, which we can do any time between now and the summer, which basically means that he's here for 2 years. What that does, it doesn't necessarily mean he's here for 2 years, but it puts him on a 2-year contract, which means that his value is far greater than if he's free to go next summer. So we'd be stupid to do that, and we won't do that. What Manchester United, I think, would probably have a fee of around, looking at a fee of around 80 million for Martial, possibly 90 million. I think he's probably worth even more than that. So the situation with it is that Manchester United want him to sign a new contract, but Anthony Martial is in that situation where fantastic up until January. Manchester United sign Alexis Sanchez, and then suddenly it becomes a problem for Manchester United, Anthony Martial, when he's not playing that well anymore. So that is the problem that he faces. Martial won't leave unless we get someone else like Bale, says Eric HT. Of course he will. Sick of hearing this. Now get over it. He's going nowhere. Deal with it, says Neville Littlejohns. Well, I didn't realise we had Neville Littlejohns in the live comments, who obviously knows absolutely everything that's going on at Manchester United. Maybe you should set your own channel up, Neville, because I can categorically tell you that no one's got a bloody clue what's going on about at Manchester United at the moment. And I would almost go to say that there's a lot of people within Manchester United who don't have a clue what's going on at the moment. It is that uncertain. VFT5, I think, thanks George for deleting it. I think people are really just not listening to what's being said here at all. The title of the show is Martial still leaving, ? And I think, look, the reality is that his agent said a month ago that he wants to leave. I don't think that desire to leave is as strong as it was when the agent came out and said that. I mean, let's be fair to Tony Martial. He was brilliant up until January, got dropped for Alexis Sanchez. He didn't go to the French World Cup squad because of that, and France won the World Cup. I can understand why Anthony Martial felt frustrated. Does he look happy in training? Yes, he does. Is he likely to start the season because he's going to be fresh? Yes, he is. A lot of people in the live comments saying this isn't going to happen. What I would say is that I've always felt Martial would leave this summer, and that's nothing to do with any inside knowledge or anything like that. That's probably me just being a little bit glass half empty, because Martial's my favourite player, and if he ends up staying, I'll be ecstatic, and if he ends up going, it's a coping mechanism. The thing that struck me, though, is that Chelsea obviously very interested in Martial, and I think that's because Willian's going to go and Hazard's going to possibly go. So if you were Chelsea looking for a decent replacement, Martial would be perfect for Chelsea. He could play off the left, he could play off the right, and he would be absolutely perfect for them. It's absolutely... James, the title doesn't say that. George, can we get him deleted as well? I mean, just idiots. The title doesn't say that. It's got a question mark on it. The reality is that with regards to Chelsea and Martial, I just don't see how Manchester United would ever sell him to a Premier League club anyway. And I agree with everybody saying that we shouldn't let him go. But the situation is, I was thinking about this before I went live, and the harsh reality is with Martial, and I'll throw it to the live comments because that's what it's all about. Alex Manning says Martial respects the fans and the club too much to go to a direct rival. Well, that's another thing. But the thing is, when everybody's fit, Lukaku plays at number 9, Alexis Sanchez plays on the left, and Lingard plays on the right. So Martial's on the bench. And also, I think Rashford's ahead of Martial in Mourinho's planning. And that's basically Martial's problem. That's why Martial's agent came out and said what he said, because he wants to play first-team football. But at Manchester United, you even get fans now saying, oh, if he gets his head down and works hard, he'll get back in the team. And that really frustrates me, and I don't know what you lot think. That really frustrates me, because this was exactly what people were saying about Martial a year ago. He needs to get his head down and work. And I just wonder if people reboot their heads in the summer and forget the recent past, because we had these same conversations a year ago. Martial needs to get his head down and work hard. He got his head down and worked hard. He started on the bench. He came off the bench and was like breaking legs, scoring goals, getting assists, worked his way into the first team, and then got dropped in January. So Martial's already put the work in. This myth that he needs to work harder, he needs to prove Jose wrong. This is people who are who want to ignore the recent past. This is the same thing they were saying a year ago, and he did it. He started on the bench, he worked his way into the first team, he worked really, really hard, and then he got dropped for Sanchez when he signed him. So this is the thing that concerns me about Martial. It's like, if he stays, that's fantastic news. That means Martial and Mourinho's made promises to him, and that's great. That means he's got a future at Manchester United. But if he doesn't end up staying, then that could be because he is so far down the pecking order in Mourinho's mind. And it's a bit like, I think Luke Shaw and Martial's situation echo each other's both. Does Mourinho really want them to be here? Because they want to be here, but does he really want them to be here? And that's my thoughts on it. I don't think Martial will go to Chelsea. I think if he was going to go anywhere, it would be abroad, and that's Bayern Munich probably. But that wouldn't happen that can happen in August anyway, because the German transfer window doesn't close till the end of then. But as of now, I don't see Martial leaving, I've got to be honest with you. But I don't know where that's going to go end of August. And as I've said before, if Manchester United sign Gareth Bale, then I think that would be the end of Martial anyway. And I think United would probably let him go then. But it's hopefully that's not going to happen. Just on the Gareth Bale thing, I'm convinced, and have been for months, that PSG will sell Neymar to Real Madrid. And I think if Neymar goes to Real Madrid, Bale will leave. And if Bale leaves, he might come to Manchester United. So that's something for you to bear in mind. Speaking of Real Madrid, every time I click on the United stand, it's all negativity. How about some positivity for a change? Whoever goes, let them go. Whoever stays, get behind them. No player is bigger than this club, says Screen Stars. Sort of a contradictory comment there. I like the second part of it, but we don't dictate what the news is at Manchester United, I'm afraid. The United stand's a fan channel, Screen Stars, and we can't create positive news. We can't, you'd call us liars. We can't create positive news. I've told you that I think Manchester United will sign 2 players in the next 3 weeks. That's about as positive as I can be. I can't be positive about what happens against Sevilla. I can't be positive about the football we played last season. I can't be positive about the FA Cup. I can't be positive about us keeping Fellaini. I can't be positive about the transfer window we've had so far. And you can have a shout out for India, Chief Leaf Gamer, but I wouldn't say it's negativity. It's realistic, isn't it? At the moment, there's not a lot to be shouting about, but it will hopefully get better. And this is really annoying on my live comments, because it used to let me click on them and block people, but it doesn't now. We signed a full squad. News is news. Your reaction is no. Look, okay, all right. I'm just not going to do that. Okay. Let's talk about Kovacic and Real Madrid. Now, Marca are reporting, Kovacic himself said about a month ago that he wants to leave. Marca, who are close to Real Madrid, are saying that there was a chat between Kovacic and Real Madrid on Friday, and he has said that he does want to leave, and that he may well be available for as little as £50 million, which would be good. Which would be good. Unfortunately, I don't think Manchester United would be in for Kovacic, but I think he'd be bloody perfect. I like the way that he moves the ball. I like the way he's quick. I like the way that he's tenacious. I think he'd be a brilliant signing for £50 million, but you can just guarantee. I said this as soon as Man City missed out on Jorginho. I thought, I bet they'll get bloody Kovacic. And Kovacic, for me, is more suited to the Premier League than Jorginho anyway. So that would be massively disappointing, but I just don't. I mean, we've got Fred. Let's see how good Fred's going to be. Martial and 70 million for Kovacic and Bale, says Mini Diver. Martial is definitely not worth 80 million. Just let him go, says SKN. I mean, I think Martial's a fantastic player. And Jose Mourinho as well, also talking about Van Gaal, saying that his signings were not good enough. This is what I've seen on social media this morning. I do agree with that. I think that most of Van Gaal's signings were not Manchester United players. I mean, Blind, Rojo, Darmian, Di Maria, Falcao. There's been a lot of signings that he made that just, Schneiderlin. Schweinsteiger was a bad signing as much as I liked it. A lot of signings that Van Gaal made that weren't good enough. But when you look at Manchester United centre-backs, we've got Lindelof, Bailly, Rojo, Smalling and Jones. And Mourinho's first choice centre-backs are Jones and Smalling, who are Sir Alex Ferguson signings from over 6 years ago. He bought Lindelof and Bailly, doesn't play them, and Rojo was bought by Van Gaal. So Mourinho can't really come out and say, oh, Van Gaal made bad signings, when you won't even trust your signings. You're still going for Sir Alex Ferguson's. Valencia, Sir Alex Ferguson. Ashley Young, Sir Alex Ferguson. Smalling and Jones, Sir Alex Ferguson. Obviously, De Gea will let him off with because he's world class. So Jose still uses a lot of Sir Alex Ferguson's signings. So I think it's a little bit of a low blow to start picking on Van Gaal's signings, when, to be honest with you, Jose's signings have been, at best, a mixed bunch, haven't they? He doesn't trust the two centre-backs he bought. The Pogba situation has not been managed that well. The situation with Mkhitaryan, well, we sold him. Lukaku and Matic have been a success, but how, Matic, I think we need to get 3 years of that. So we'll have to wait and see. Neymar promises mean nothing, says John Hammer. I want Smalling and Jones gone, says Bryn. Van Gaal and David Moyes pushed us so badly. Jose's done wonders so far, honestly. Deserves more credit, says Andrew M. I think you can't argue with the fact that there's been a definite progression and stability brought by Jose Mourinho, but I do think that that Manchester United have got to win the league next year. I think that's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. We should play Bailly and Lindelof, says Ridwin. I agree with you. Are you worried we might not make any more signings, says Billy T? No, I'm not. I mean, apparently I'm very negative, apart from the fact for 4 days I've been saying I think we're going to make 2 signings, maybe 3. So I do think that. Morning, Mark from Atlanta, says Cecil Davis. Morning, pal. Funny thing is, our overall squad is good, says Mohammed Cade. You know what? The Manchester United squad is very good. It's a very good comment that he's made there. Our squad's really good, but it's just not. We're not getting the best out of it. Why are these transfers taking ages, says Alex. Well, I don't know. The great thing is we've got a match tonight against San Jose Earthquakes. We should see Alexis Sanchez. I'm excited to see him. I'm hoping that the preseason and having a summer off is going to make him be a new signing. Hopefully we'll see Chong again, Pereira, Martial, Luke Shaw, maybe a bit of Bailly. So I'm excited for that game tonight. We're not live at 8 o'clock tonight. Just to remind everybody, we're not live at 8 o'clock. We're live at 9 o'clock because the game kicks off at 10 o'clock. So Sunday night live, instead of doing 8 o'clock and then stopping for an hour and that, we're just going to go live at 9 o'clock and go all the way through till midnight, which will be the game kicking off at 10. So join us live at 9 o'clock. That will be great. Demarcio says Mourinho should be sacked as soon as possible. He's ruining his players and his tactics is trash. Well, let's see what happens next season with that. I firmly do believe that. Matic is back with the squad as well, says Roy, which is true. I don't think he'll be playing tonight, though. Fred, Lindelof and De Gea should be joining up this week. We should be smashing San Jose tonight. We should be really getting a good run out tonight. We've got Liverpool and AC Milan coming up this week. We need to get some momentum going. So the first game against Club America was about getting some minutes in the legs. Tonight we need to play some good football. And I'm really looking forward to it. Remember to smash that like button if you are watching live. I'm going to take some of your questions. It's so dumb that Premier League closed their window in 3 weeks. You know what? All the Premier League clubs voted for this as well. They are stupid to close that transfer window so short. No news on Sandro and Bale Sargat at the moment. And if City get Kovacic, I think you guys are in big trouble, says Hala Madrid. Yeah, I agree with you. And I do agree with you on that one. I've got to be honest with you. Oh, there we go. I figured it out now. People are getting tired of the Martial saga. Did something come out about Martial leaving, says Munip? No, but it's been out over the weekend that Chelsea and Bayern Munich want him. And there's talk that Manchester United are going to keep him, so I thought we'd just do a video on it. Moat says Kovacic isn't that good. A lot of people don't think Perisic is good. And should United get a new manager who bases on quick, fast attack and strong moving defence, is going to be 6-6. Well, that'd be nice, but Manchester United aren't going to get a new manager. I hate how... Okay. There we go. Chief Leaf Gamers worried about United's season. In relation to Gareth Bale, I think a lot of it depends on when Real Madrid replace Ronaldo. There's little bits about Alexandro at the moment, but I wouldn't read too much into it, if I'm totally honest. I think some things will happen this week or next week or the week after. I don't know when it's going to happen. I wish I could tell you, but I am quite relaxed. I do think we're going to make a couple of signings. I've got to be honest about that. Is it true United value Martial at 89 million, says Bizarre? Yes, and I think that's about right. I think that's right. I don't know what you lot think, but I think he's worth that. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm getting ridiculously hot here. Thanks everybody for watching. Please do drop a like on the video if you're watching live. Let's see if we can get up to 500 likes. Yes, thank you, Andrew Arnold, for that comment. Really liked it. Thanks everybody for watching. See 9 o'clock tonight, and I'll speak to you all very soon.